It's ridiculous in this day and age that we can't have quality water. I'm on my third water softener. My last one was $8,000.
One of the reasons we face this problem is because we are a separate entity at the end of Austin's arm, screaming into the dark where nobody hears us.
These are the residents of Austin's Colony, a community of the Hornsby Bend neighborhood, which is located right outside of Austin, Texas. Over the past 20 years, residents have reported skin irritation, hair loss, damaged appliances, and high cost in mitigation caused by bad quality water. On top of that, they're paying between $120 and $300 in water bills every month. The source of the problem is that Hornsby Bend, which has a population of roughly 12,000 people, falls outside Austin's territorial jurisdiction. That means the community isn't serviced by the city and instead gets its water from the privately owned Southwest Water Company. Community members are now coming together to find a solution to their problems in an attempt to gain access to quality water once and for all.
Yes, I do wash my dishes by hand. I don't care if I got a new dishwasher. Don't judge me. I'm old school.
This is Sherelle Roberts. She is a single mother who has lived in the community for more than 14 years.
During the first testing, you could see like particles in the water. You could see things floating in the water. Like it kind of looks like skin. I was experiencing like dry skin, brittle hair, like my hair was coming out. My skin was not good because I had eczema, and also like leaving a sort of type of texture on your skin as well as your teeth. And I'm like really big on like my teeth, so that wasn't gonna work. Come on. Y'all excuse my garage, I'm a girl.
Basic water use damaged everything from Sherelle's dishes to her car. Ultimately, she was forced to buy a water filtration system.
Gradually starting from like the lower end filtration systems to actually like transitioning over to a more expensive one. The newer system, it was like $6,000.
Sherelle said some residents even left the neighborhood because of the financial burden that comes with needing to find your own quality water sources.
There's a lot of middle class to low middle class families here. You start thinking about a $200 water bill on top of having to buy water every so often. Depending on your family size, it could get expensive.
Also, why can't we just get good water out of the pipes? Right.
Tessa Comstock is another resident who leads the Hornsby Bend Movement Alliance, a group of neighbors in charge of hosting community meetings to discuss solutions. One of those solutions is to potentially have the neighborhood become part of the city of Austin.
That is a universal no across this community. People don't want to pay the taxes. That's one thing that we could do, but at the same time, that wouldn't also guarantee Austin water, but it would allow for better representation.
Other options discussed by the community include getting Southwest Water Company to actually improve the quality of their water and focusing on fighting for federal legislation.
We have a lot of really passionate people that have a lot of different perspectives. So, that certainly makes things a little bit difficult, but I think that, we do have the overwhelming consensus that our water situation is terrible and we need to change it. As far as trying to find solutions, I think that trying to seek the best means possible that is going to balance cost to the community members and also yield results is kind of what everybody's focused on.
Although the neighborhood doesn't have legal representation at the moment, people like Margaret Gomez, the Travis County Commissioner, have still shown up to support and advise. Gomez recommended forming a community working group that collects the data needed to file for funds from the federal government, but they'll have to compete with other communities across Texas for the support. Hornsby Bend and the Austin's Colony community specifically is not the only neighborhood in the state, or in the country for that matter, facing such issues. But Texas is unfortunately one of the states with the most contaminated water. A lot of the infrastructure is very old, so it's very easy for private water companies to come in and claim jurisdiction. Companies like Southwest Water Company.
The residents have reached out to Southwest Water countless times, have gotten kind of the same standard response. There's nothing wrong with the water, we're flushing the system, and have been really hard to reach and to talk to, and have really shown over the years that they're not willing to partner with the community to create any change.
Alexia Leclerc is part of People Organized in Defense of Earth and Her Resources, aka Poder, an environmental nonprofit that advocates for the community and helps locate resources. Some of those resources include water tests, which we were able to conduct while visiting. Our test came back fine, but according to Leclerc, Tests can be tricky, and it can be hard to prove the quality of the water based on their results.
Some of it is just hard water, which is technically legal, but also if a system consistently provides hard water, there's usually something wrong with the water system. And then the lead and copper levels are technically within legal limits, but are higher than Austin's water. And so I wouldn't be surprised if some of the pipes are corroded and do have lead in them. But again, it's just been hard to get access to data.
The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality and the Environmental Protection Agency last ran water tests in 2021, showing that the water of Austin's colony was technically in compliance with federal drinking water standards. But groups like Poder say legal standards don't necessarily equal safe standards. Poder believes that Hornsby Bend, Austin's colony neighborhood, can ideally get a resolution in early 2024. But residents like Richard Franklin, who has lived in the community for more than 20 years, believe it'll take much longer. He's not losing hope though.
We can empower ourselves faster than they'll get that done.
And I will keep coming to these meetings. The people in this room have more power just now than anything we've done in the last 6 months, 10 months, a year.
We need to do something together.
Thank you.
What gives me hope is people being pissed off enough to want to take action. That gives me hope.